Announced Monday whether the officers involved will face charges. Only on 7 tonight, investigator Jim Kurtzner reveals what was in the police report that officers filed after that incident.
We've obtained the police reports from 6 Inkster officers, reports the city would not release because of those ongoing investigations into the cops. These were written just minutes after the incident we've all seen on tape. Do you believe that you used excessive force?
Like I said, I would really love to get in detail about this investigation.
What now fired Officer Bill Melendez would not say, with that criminal investigation hanging over his head, we can show you from his and others' police reports. In a 3-page narrative, Melendez writes he first witnessed 57-year-old Floyd Dent go into a room here at the Budget Inn Motel on Michigan Avenue in Inkster for about 2 to 3 minutes. Then following Dent, and now on video, you can see Dent blow a stop sign and is slow to pull over with the police emergency lights on. Melendez wrote he believed Dent was fleeing and once stopped, approached with his department-issued weapon out. Dent opens his car door and Melendez writes, turned his body to the right with his hands in the right and left hands on his right side body between his right hip and center console. Ryder, in fear that Dent may be reaching for a weapon, raised his department-issued weapon at Dent and advised Dent to see his hands. Ryder observed Dent look at Ryder with a blank stare, as if on a form of narcotic. Ryder then observed Dent state, "I will kill you."
Mr. Dent pretty much was very erratic, screaming and yelling, and there was, "I will, kill you."
He said those words to you.
He was saying those words.
Melendez would not say any more in detail in our exclusive interview, but in his police report he writes that Auxiliary Officer Zeleninsky grabbed Dent's left arm and pulled him to the ground. Melendez placed his arm around Dent's upper body in an attempt to control him, and writes that Floyd Dent bit down on Ryder's left forearm. Ryder then attempted to place Dent in a hold, at which time Dent stated, "I will bite you again." And this is where the video shows the worst of the confrontation, and Melendez's written report states, Ryder, in fear of being bit and unaware if Dent had any diseases, struck Dent several times with a closed right fist to Dent's right side facial area. A doctor would later find Floyd Dent had a cut and a fractured orbital. Melendez had retting and swelling where he was bitten under 4 layers of clothing on his arm, he wrote. 2 other officers on the scene write their own accounts about using a taser 3 times to finally get Dent into handcuffs. And Melendez writes he illuminated the undercarriage of the passenger seat and observed a clear tied plastic baggie containing white in color rocky substance of suspected crack cocaine. It would later test positive at the Inkster PD. When Floyd Dent went to court, a judge tossed out the charge of assaulting and resisting, but the possession charge remains. And his attorney said Dent passed a lie detector, that the crack was not his. Have you ever planted evidence?
No.
Have you ever lied in your job as a police officer, in a police report or otherwise?
Never in a police report and never under oath.
Another officer wrote that Dent was very hostile at all officers on the scene at the Inkster Police Department. You may remember we told you yesterday Officer Melendez went public because he says he was fired prematurely before city officials had all of the facts, and now we will find out on Monday if the Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy charges Melendez or any other officers in this case. In the newsroom, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
Tonight we know the name of the man who died after being tased by Gibraltar police. Michigan State Police say he is 39-year-old David Kapuscinski, who is from Gibraltar. This happened yesterday while police were responding to a sexual assault investigation. Police say Kapuscinski did not comply with commands to stop, so they used a taser. Michigan State Police say he became unresponsive and died at the hospital. The officer involved is on paid administrative leave but has not been identified. The state police are investigating the case. New tonight, Ypsilanti police are investigating a shooting that left 1 person injured. Police say it happened just after 2 o'clock at a gas station on Huron Road. They say there was a previous disagreement between the suspect and one of the victims, and the suspect fired several shots at the victim's car. There were 2 small children inside, but they were not physically injured. A registered nurse accused of killing her son and dismembering his body will be heading to trial next month. Donna Scrivo appeared in court this morning. Investigators say she then dumped his remains in a rural area of St. Clair County. Her attorney is trying to get the judge to toss out her interview with police. Well, it was a picture-perfect spring day. The flowers are even starting to bloom a bit, but a change is on the way. Let's check in with 7 First Alert meteorologist Hallie Vogel for a first look at our forecast. Hallie?
We are not going to spoil the fun, and we're going to say at least the start of the weekend and halfway through the weekend looks fantastic. Now, the tail end of the weekend, that's when we start to see the changes, so just kind of timing things out for you. 72 in Ann Arbor, still beautiful out there. 72 in Pontiac. 73 in Adrian. You see a little more cloud cover in Adrian right now, and still holding in the upper 60s downtown. So a very mild night, certainly. Looking at a little bit of clouds as we go through the evening hours and into the overnight, but beautiful sunshine for Saturday. There it is, Sunday. I'm going to time out the rain chances. I'll give you a hint, though. It looks like it may hold off for you to at least enjoy part of the day.
All right, thanks, Hallie. Still ahead on 7 Action News, changes coming to Google next week that will affect your search results. We've got the details. Plus, a new proposal to add more restrictions on homeschooling in Michigan. All new at 7, we hear from parents who homeschool their children.
Channel 7 Action News will return momentarily. Stay tuned for more. Stay tuned with Channel 7 Action News. We will be back momentarily. Please stay with us.
Google is about to make some changes to its search results on your smartphone. The tech giant is releasing a new search formula on Tuesday that will favor websites that Google determines are mobile-friendly. If a website doesn't fit that criteria, it will be demoted in smartphone search results. To stay in Google's good graces, sites need to load quickly and be easy to use on your phone. Experts say businesses without these websites could be negatively impacted because they will be buried far down on the screen. Well, Starbucks fans, the coffee chain's getting ready to roll out a new Frappuccino flavor. The S'mores Frappuccino is set to hit stores 11 days from now on April 28th. A mocha coconut Frappuccino. Sounds great. Will debut that day. Both drinks will only be available for a limited time. Starbucks hasn't said how many calories will be in the new Frappuccinos, but for comparison, a venti double chocolatey chip cream Frappuccino packs 540 calories. We didn't need to know that. Well, coming up on 7 Action News, changes proposed for homeschool in Michigan. Tonight we hear from students who are homeschooled